So I'm starting this video out this way because in all reality, what I'm going to show in the video, you didn't need to do at all because my kicker still worked. So basically, I was having issues with my kicker getting stuck, right? Not wanting to spring back up for this iron head. So me thinking big twin idea and everything else, it's got to be something inside the primary cover. I know that it's going to connect in over here, and that's how it operates the clutch drum or clutch hub, whatever, right? And then spins the motor over. What I was not thinking about is the fact this is an iron head and it goes into this cover right here. So those two bolts, basically, and you pull the exhaust off and you can get to this cover. The cover in here has a bushing right here, and there's another bushing that goes into the back side of the transmission, goes through the middle where the chain is. So I would look there first if you're having issues with this, because that cover is super easy to take off, and you can mess with the bushings, do all that other sort of stuff. Mine ended up being the bushing in here that was screwed up. So I'm including the video with everything else so you can see how to take the primary cover off of 74. But in reality, I didn't have to do it at all. So long as it's still engaging, which mine definitely was, then that means the gear and all the other stuff inside of the primary is fine. So you shouldn't have to take it apart. Today we're gonna be working on the old iron head again. So the kicker, as you guys know, fell off when I was on riding it before. But so the other issue with it is, as I was riding it, it moved down. So it should pop back up, right? There's a spring and everything. So there's obviously something wrong in here. There's like two bushings that it goes through, and then it goes in the primary cover on the other side. So I'm gonna take the primary cover off over here. So there's just a bunch of bolts, then a tensioner on the bottom. And then behind this, right over in this area, is where the kickstart gear should engage the clutch basket to turn the motor over. So there's a couple bushings. I'm gonna look at those and then see if I can free this thing up. Okay, so all I've done so far is remove the brake linkage off of this. Now we're gonna take out all the hex head bolts here, Allen bolts, however you want to call them, for the outer primary cover. So I'm used to later model iron heads that normally have a chain adjuster down here on the bottom. This one does not have one. This is a 74. So we're going to take it apart and see what happens. So normally it'll just get stuck basically if you don't have the chain adjuster off. Should probably also drain the fluid out of this. That would probably be helpful. There we go. I'm gonna leave these two end bolts like halfway in, so that way I have something to hold the thing on there. Some of these are different sizes, so should probably figure out what goes to what, but I'll work all that out later. Oh my. That's an odd one. It's like someone destroyed it and then turned it into a flathead. Oh, that's cool. Maybe. Oh, that's not even the right size. Good. Alright, so this is definitely got some wonky stuff going on. Perfect. Just how I'd like it. There we go. Just use the clutch. It uses the outer primary as its way to put pressure on the pressure plate, so it'll just push the primary right off. It had milky oil in it. Originally, I put some new fresh stuff in it, ran it long enough to mix everything around. So I guess we'll see how totally screwed this thing is. It's all the milky oil. So this is new oil. This isn't old oil. So there's definitely something in there where it still had some residual water, moisture, and everything in there. Let's see how it looks once we get it all taken apart. There we go. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that's the washer. Okay. Alright. Okay, so besides the oil looking trashy, this really don't look that doggone bad. Definitely have had worse. Wow. Wow. Oh. Yes, I love that. That's a sweet repair right there. So cool. Alright, you stay there. You'll stay there. Okay. Alright, so the whole reason I had this thing apart is down here is the kicker gear. Nice. That chain don't look too bad. All that looks fine. Something blocked off the bypass valve. That's cool. That did shred. Nice. So the major issue I figured out was the bushing inside of this cover. So that's fine. So the bushing inside here basically was binding up on the kicker shaft, and that's what was causing it to not move free. So it's better now than it was, so it will spring back on its own, kind of. So I'm gonna keep messing with it. There's another bushing inside of here where it goes into the actual transmission in the back, but that's a lot better than what it was. So now I'm just gonna cause a huge mess over here, and then scrape off the rest of this gasket material and everything else, and then slap it back together. Okay, so we got the kicker or the primary cover back on. We're gonna go through this, put all the bolts back in it, slap some oil in it, and then I think I'm gonna end up swapping the carb over and starting it back up. She has it running about a week, so should be. Just look at how much crust is underneath this thing.